Brother Francesco Patton, Custos of the Holy Land, presided over the solemn celebration of the Feast of St. Joseph in Nazareth. On a day marked by renewed conflict in the Holy Land, the occasion became an opportunity to entrust the small Christian community to the protection of the guardian of the universal church. From Jerusalem to Bethlehem, students and teachers from the Holy Land schools prayed together with one heart and one soul. The suffering of the Holy Land is one, and so is the prayer for peace. Sister Rebecca Nazzaro, director of the Opera Romana Pellegrinaggi, visited the Holy Land with a group of guides. Her visit focused on meeting local Christians and inviting everyone to embark on the pilgrimage journey. The Pontifical Mission in Jerusalem sees supporting the Christian presence in the Holy Land as both a responsibility and a mission. One of its most significant initiatives is the Medical Student Support Project, providing opportunities for young Palestinians to pursue medical studies despite financial challenges. The ancient tradition of peregrinations marks the Lenten season in Jerusalem. The first pilgrimage took place on Thursday, March the 20th, at the Sanctuary of Dominus Flevit. The Custos of the Holy Land's entrance into the Basilica of Nazareth marked the beginning of the celebration of the Solemnity of St. Joseph. Jesus Christ, God made man in the womb of the Virgin Mary, also had a guardian and foster father. That man was Joseph of Nazareth.
Noi festeggiamo San Giuseppe, lo festeggiamo in realtà come...
We celebrate St. Joseph as the guardian of the universal church. Today, this is more important than ever. In a way, he represents what it means to always do what God asks of us. That is why he is called a just man. He teaches us how to trust in God even in difficult times. Even when faced with hardships, we must do our part and take care of those entrusted to us.
Dobbiamo prenderci cura delle persone che ci sono affidate.
Vediamo quindi in lui questa parte contemplativa di consacrato totalmente a Dio.
In Joseph, we see two aspects. On one hand, he is a contemplative man, completely consecrated to God. On the other, he is a father who protects and provides for his family through his own labor. In that, I see myself as the parish priest of Nazareth. I must be a consecrated man, always contemplating the mystery that has unfolded in our lives. But I must also be a father, caring for every small need of my people, especially in this difficult time. Life is not easy today, not here in northern Israel, not in all of Israel, not even in the Middle East, and truly not anywhere in the world.
Noi sappiamo che la vita non è facile oggi, non solo qua nel nord di Israele, ma in tutta Israele, anzi in tutto il Medio Oriente, se non vogliamo anche dire in tutto il mondo.
Possiamo diventare come San Giuseppe,
We can become like St. Joseph, protectors of the weak, defenders of the vulnerable. That perhaps is the mission of men today, to learn from St. Joseph how to defend the family and those who need us most.
Difendere la famiglia e quelli più deboli.
La gente soffre, non ha una stabilità.
People are suffering, they have no stability, there is no security in the streets. Many of our people are considering emigrating, searching for a safer, more peaceful place to live. At this moment in history, St. Joseph speaks to us in a special way. He too experienced political and social turmoil.
Turbamenti politici e anche sociali.
Se noi leggessimo i Vangeli con degli occhi attenti,
if we read the Gospels carefully, we will see that many of Jesus' attitudes likely came from Joseph. Just as some examples in the Gospels clearly came from the life of Mary, we can also recognize the silent yet profound influence of Joseph.
dall'attività casalinga di Maria.
The Holy Family's life was not easy. In many ways, their struggles mirror our own. That should encourage us even more.
Ci incoraggia.
Vangeli.
In the Gospels, Joseph never speaks a single word. yet his actions speak volumes.
Giuseppe.
In questo contesto qua di Terra Santa ci appare
In the Holy Land, the need to defend human rights is evident. But these rights are not man-made inventions. They are the rights that God himself has placed within us. By following St. Joseph's example and listening to the Word of God, we can rediscover these rights. We must recognize that they are not just ideals, but the foundation of our lives.
riconoscere che questi diritti non sono una immaginazione umana, ma un fondamento della nostra vita.
On Friday the 14th of March, the Via Dolorosa in Jerusalem was filled with children and students from the Holy Land schools. They prayed the way of the cross together with the custodians of the Holy Land, many friars and faithful from the local and universal church. Jesus teaches us that those who take up arms will fall by the sword, said the custodians in his opening message. We must not respond to violence with violence. We need a heart as great as his. A heart capable of forgiving even those who condemned him to die on the cross and those who killed him. The educational value of the event was highlighted by the presence of Professor Maurizio Oliviero, rector of the University of Perugia. His visit to Jerusalem coincided with the signing of an important agreement between the custody of the Holy Land and the Union of Italian Universities.
Come noi siamo convinti che la pace si costruisce innanzitutto accompagnando I nostri giovani nel percorso della cultura.
I believe that peace is built by guiding our young people on the path of knowledge. Today is an important day, not only for me as the rector of the University of Perugia. We came here to establish a major project with the schools of the Holy Land, involving over 50 Italian universities. We want to provide scholarships for these young people, helping them embark on the journey of life with strong values, solidarity, peace and respect.
Trovarsi nella meravigliosa strada della vita, fortificando I valori della solidarietà, della pace, del rispetto.
Sono stata sindaco di Assisi per 8 anni. Assisi gemellato con Betlemme dal 1989.
I was mayor of Assisi for 8 years. Assisi has been twinned with Bethlehem since 1989. One of my first actions was to restore ties with the Holy Land. Since then, many projects have been born, even in simpler times than these. Umbria has a long tradition of cooperation with Palestine. We want to rebuild these connections, creating a grassroots diplomacy. By investing in education and young people, we can create paths of hope and peace.
L'istruzione attraverso l'investire sui giovani, creare percorsi di speranza, di pace.
The children and young people prayed with one heart and one soul. The suffering of the Holy Land is one, and there is only one answer that can come from Christians worldwide: closeness.
E la Quaresima è un tempo speciale.
Lent is also a time to show financial solidarity with the Holy Land. I think especially of the Good Friday collection. It is a pontifical collection celebrated in all Catholic parishes worldwide. Christianity was born here in the Holy Land, and here, despite countless difficulties, a small Christian community remains. They persevere, keeping the faith alive. Good Friday is an opportunity to stand with them.
E il Venerdì Santo è anche l'occasione per esprimere la vicinanza.
On Saturday morning, March the 15th, students from the Terra Santa College in Bethlehem took their journey of faith and hope. They walked to the Shepherd's Field in Beit Sahur, carrying in their hearts the desire for peace. They believe that the light of Christ overcomes darkness, and love is stronger than any pain. In difficult situations that demand great effort, we discover the true extent of our strength. That is what we wanted to help them do, discover the meaning of hope in their lives. Hope linked to love. Hope linked to our mission here in this land. From here, peace, hope, love and faith were sent out into the world. Today we continue to carry this message forward. We are the children of the Holy Land. We are the children of hope. We are the children of Jesus Christ.
نحن أبناء يسوع المسيح. أنا اسمي تريم عمري 11 سنة من مدرسة
My name is Talin. I'm 11 years old and I study at Terra School. Today I joined the March of Hope. This is very important, especially during Lent. It is even more important for our country, which is going through difficult times. We hope for peace in our land. We want to live like all the children in the world.
نعيش مثل أطفال العالم كلهم.
وهاي السنة البابا أعلن هاي سنة الرجاء.
His Holiness the Pope has declared this year the Jubilee Year of Hope. Today we walk in that hope. Despite all the challenges we face, we will remain in this land. We will carry our cross just as Christ carried his.
رح نضلنا حاملين صليبنا زي ما حملوا يسوع المسيح.
From Jerusalem, where Christ carried his cross, to Beit Sahur, where the angel announced the birth of light to the shepherds, voices of prayer rise. They proclaim that hope can bloom even in the darkest times, and the light that went out from this land to illuminate the world will never be extinguished. Sister Rebecca Nazzaro from the Missionary Sisters of Divine Revelation is the new director of the Opera Romana Pellegrinaggi. At the beginning of Lent, she travelled to the Holy Land with a group of guides. Their goal was to meet local Christians and encourage everyone to overcome fear and resume the sacred journey. One of their stops was Jerusalem. The group spent a day meeting the custodial vicar, Brother Ibrahim Faltas. They also visited the Holy Sepulchre, accompanied by a special guide, Brother Giuseppe Gaffurini, guardian of the flagellation.
Ecco, secondo me dal 7 ottobre in poi dobbiamo cambiare proprio la motivazione del pellegrinaggio. Pellegrini di speranza è il motto del Giubileo, ma io sono sicura che venendo qui, anche se ora siamo in un momento in cui...
Since October 7, we must rethink the purpose of pilgrimages. The motto of the Jubilee is Pilgrims of Hope, but I believe that coming here now allows us to rediscover the true meaning of pilgrimage. Even though these sacred places feel empty, that emptiness helps us reflect. Western Christians must recognize the heritage preserved by the Christians of the Holy Land. They keep the flame of faith alive. We should be like the oil that fuels their lamp. We support them, and in return, they strengthen us with their courage. Their mission is to safeguard these places blessed by God. It is a mutual exchange, one of faith and hope.
Dovremmo essere un po' come l'olio della lampada, dove dobbiamo aiutarli e nello stesso tempo in cui noi aiutiamo loro, loro ci fortificano con la loro fortezza e con la vostra speranza, che è quella di custodire questi luoghi benedetti da Dio. Quindi è un lavoro reciproco.
Non abbiamo dimenticato la Terra Santa. Per noi dell'Opera...
We have not forgotten the Holy Land. For us at Opera Romana Pellegrinaggi, pilgrimage is the most important journey. This is not just any land, it is the land of Jesus. And because it is Jesus' home, it is our home too. Here we were all born to new life through baptism and the resurrection.
Attraverso il battesimo, attraverso la risurrezione.
Si deve venire, ecco, io dico questo, no?
People must come here. In every person, believer or not, there is a thirst for God. Believers understand that it is God calling them to discover their true selves in Jesus Christ. Non-believers are drawn here by an inner question. Why does this place move me? This is the new mission, bringing people back to their journey of life, leading them to a response, the revelation of Christ.
Questo ricondurre l'uomo al cammino esistenziale e portarlo poi a una risposta, che è appunto la rivelazione cristiana.
Chi ha resistito e resiste in questa terra come cristiano ha un coraggio enorme. È un invito forte che facciamo. Stiamo sentendo.
Christians who have remained in this land show immense courage. Their presence is a powerful message. We hear from everywhere how urgent the need is, especially for young people, children and families. Let's remember that on Good Friday, as every year, the collection is for the Holy Land. These Christians are not only guardians of sacred stones, they have a life, a future. The Holy Land without Christians is unimaginable. It is the responsibility of the entire Christian community to support them. We want them to feel the embrace of the people of God, especially from the Church of Rome.
spetta alla comunità cristiana. Desideriamo far sentire l'abbraccio del popolo di Dio, di tutte le chiese, in particolare della chiesa di Roma.
Quindi vorrei dire attraverso...
I want to say this through your platform. Thank you. Thank you to those who are here. Thank you to those who work to preserve these places. Thank you for transmitting the depth of our faith. Thank you.
The Pontifical Mission in Jerusalem sees supporting the Christian presence in the Holy Land as both a historical responsibility and a humanitarian mission. It is committed to preserving Christian identity and strengthening the resilience of families in the face of economic, political and social challenges. One of its most significant initiatives is the Medical Student Support Project, which provides young Palestinians with the opportunity to study medicine despite the overwhelming costs, which are beyond the reach of most families. We firmly believe in the importance of education, especially higher education, master's degrees and doctorates for many reasons. It is essential to help shape a generation of educated, aware and competent young people who can lead their communities, particularly the Christian community. Without knowledge and culture, we cannot develop a vision based on a true understanding of the reality we live in and the challenges we face.
لولا منحة البعثة البابوية كان راح يكون الوضع كتير صعب علي وعلى أهلي بإني أقدر بأكمل.
If it weren't for the Pontifical Mission Scholarship, it would have been very difficult for my family to support my medical studies at university. I chose medicine because it has been my dream for a long time. I thank God for the scholarship that allowed me to complete my studies and relieved my family of a heavy financial burden, as it helped cover part of my education expenses.
وشالت عبء عني وعن أهلي فإنها يعني دفعت جزء من تكاليف التعليم.
By providing scholarships, the Pontifical Mission not only eases financial burdens, but also invests in the future of a promising generation. It strengthens the healthcare sector with skilled professionals and reinforces the Christian presence in their homeland. In this way, the Pontifical Mission embodies the Catholic Church's mission to empower humanity and shape the future. We once thought there was an oversaturation of doctors, engineers and lawyers. However, the reality today shows that doctors are in high demand both in Palestine and Israel. As a result, the medical field offers many job opportunities. When a student graduates from medical school, they start working immediately. We hope to secure additional funding to support students who wish to pursue other specializations.
حلمي إني أكمل في تخصص طب الأطفال لأنه أنا بحس حالي قريبة من الأطفال، بحب التعامل مع الأطفال.
I dream of specializing in pediatrics because I feel deeply connected to children. What if one of them gets sick? What if they need my help? I know I will never think about financial gain when treating a child. I received support in my studies thanks to the Pontifical Mission, and for this reason I will continue to give back.
كمان بحب أعطي، بحب أكمل هذا العطاء اللي أجا من البعثة البابوية في إني كمان أكمل في علاج وفي مساعدة هدول الأطفال.
The real investment of the Pontifical Mission lies in recognizing that education is the key to building a brighter and more just future. The ancient tradition of peregrinations marks the Lenten season in Jerusalem. Every Wednesday, different sanctuaries host a meditation on the Gospels that prepare for Easter. This year, Brother Ulise Zarsa, the custody's vocations director, is leading these spiritual steps which engage the entire Jerusalem community. Due to the solemnity of St. Joseph, the first pilgrimage took place on Thursday, March the 20th at Dominus Flevit, one of the most evocative sanctuaries in the Holy City. Open yourself to a gesture of solidarity and support the mission of the Custody of the Holy Land. The Christian Media Center spreads the good news of Jesus by making known to the world the spirituality of the holy places and the lives of the Christians who live here. Your contribution will help us bring the proclamation of the risen Lord, the most urgent of all, to men and women of every language and nation. To help us concretely, open the QR code. Your choice makes a difference.